There's one more thing I need, I told Thomas. Not for a fight. Not even for court. I just need to know who he is. Thomas gave a small nod. I'll have someone look into it. That evening, the doorbell rang. A courier stood there, holding an envelope. Delivery for Rachel Hartley. Inside was a letter from David Lawrence, my husband Ethan's lawyer. He had officially withdrawn from representing him. Attached was a short note from Thomas. First domino. Just minutes later, Ethan called. I let it go to voicemail. He called 3 more times. Then a text came in. What did you do? I didn't respond. While eating a simple sandwich at the kitchen counter, another message popped up, this time an email from Rita. The subject said, Update. The trust company had finished their investigation. They found multiple unauthorized login attempts into the inheritance account over 3 months, with IP addresses, timestamps, and everything logged. Their legal team was reviewing it as a possible criminal case. I forwarded the whole report to Thomas. Around 9 p.m., Ethan sent another text. We need to talk, I finally replied. Through your new lawyer, when you have one. He messaged back. You're overreacting. I was angry when I sent that email. I didn't actually move anything. But the logs told a different story. I wrote back only one question. Who is she? There was a long pause. Then a message came through. This isn't about her. Name? I asked. Again. Another pause. Finally. Sophie. But she's just a friend. She's helping me through this. You're focusing on the wrong thing. I didn't answer. Instead, I looked her up. Sophie Bennett. She taught yoga in Scottsdale. According to LinkedIn, she used to work in finance, but left 3 years ago to pursue more meaningful connections. The next morning, I spoke to Frank, our neighbor. The woman you saw dropping Ethan off, I said. Do you remember her? He nodded slowly. Tall, dark hair, drives a gray Tesla. I pulled up a photo I'd found on Sophie's public profile. This her? Frank squinted, then nodded. Yeah, she was here 5, maybe 6 times while you were out of town. I asked if he'd be willing to write a statement. He agreed without hesitation. By 11 a.m., Thomas called. We've got a complication, he said. Ethan's hired Philip Barnes. My heart sank. Barnes was known for brutal divorce cases. Expensive, aggressive, and very effective. He's filed for an emergency hearing, Thomas continued, saying all financial decisions were mutual. The hearing is Monday morning. That gave us only 3 days. I thought about the Scottsdale apartment, the trust account, the woman who had been in my home while I was away. Let's give them something to think. That afternoon, Thomas sent Barnes a full package, copies of the trust access logs, bank statements showing slow but steady withdrawals, the Scottsdale lease, Frank's notarized statement, and screenshots from Ethan's shared renovation folder, including his notes about accessing my accounts. By 5 p.m., Barnes called. He wanted an urgent meeting. He's seen enough, Thomas told me afterward. They're offering a clean split. You keep the house, your inheritance, and he keeps what he already took. Nothing more. Counter, I said. He returns half of what he took from our joint accounts. He signs a non-disclosure agreement. I won't press charges if he agrees. Thomas raised an eyebrow. You could get more. I shook my head. I don't want more. I want peace. On the morning of the hearing, Ethan and Barnes walked into the courthouse and found Thomas already waiting, with a settlement in hand. No judge, no courtroom. I waited in a consultation room while Thomas laid out the terms. Ethan would return $89,275, half of the money from our joint accounts, within 24 hours. He would make no claim to any other asset. He would sign an NDA. In exchange, I wouldn't pursue legal action over the attempted trust theft. Through the glass, I watched Ethan's face as Thomas handed over the evidence folder. I saw the shift. In his expression, defiance, then shock, then something that looked like defeat. He glanced toward me but didn't hold the look. Barnes leaned over and whispered something. Ethan nodded. 10 minutes later, they entered the room. My client accepts the terms, Barnes said. Thomas slid the papers forward. Ethan didn't even read them. He signed. His hand shook slightly. I signed my side too, then passed him a separate envelope. He looked confused. What's this? The passwords, I said. To the cloud, the house alarm, anything you might need to collect whatever you left behind. His eyes met mine for the first time. I think he expected anger or pride, but I had neither left, just calm, maybe even pity. It was never about the money, I said softly. That would have been easier. Barnes touched his elbow. Ethan stood, holding the envelope. He didn't look back. 6 months later, I sold the house. Too many memories in those rooms. I moved into a small loft near my office. Fewer things, quieter space. With Rita's help, I turned my aunt's inheritance into a foundation for architecture scholarships. The first went to a 17-year-old girl from South Georgia. Elaine would have loved her, Rita said. One afternoon, I opened my mailbox and found an envelope with no return address. Inside was a check for exactly $89,275, and a note, the rest of what I owed. No name, none needed. That night, I walked by the river, thinking about how some dreams, like the wellness center Ethan and I once imagined, die long before the people in them do. But sometimes, the best response to betrayal isn't revenge, it's rebuilding.